Hi, Brandon Hardison, president of Champion Strategies, saying a happy holiday this year. And we're talking about the Labor Day weekend that it's on its right now. So, when it comes to public speaking, even though we have this coronavirus and people are social distancing, you still may find yourself in a position where you're being called on to say a few words about this Labor Day, or what is Labor Day? How does it pertain to us? You may have some of your younger family members there, and if they're in school, maybe they don't know, but they're asking you to do a speech. Now, we've already talked about the importance of our brothers and sisters that are in the classrooms in front of the babies. You're a new supervisor, you're a new manager working with your team members, so you'll work that in. But for the people that are in this for purely public speaking and would love to be paid for their services, we need to tune in on this a little bit different. We need to understand and have something just in case we're somewhere or something may happen and say, hey, we need you to explain why this Labor Day is going. Whatever it may be, we need to be prepared. So let's just look at this thing called Labor Day and what it means, why it's there, what may be important for some of us, and for some of us, maybe it doesn't mean anything at all. But Labor Day is a United States national holiday and it's held the first Monday every September. Now, unlike most US holidays, it is a strange celebration without rituals. Expect for a lot of shopping and getting together. For most people, it simply marks the last weekend of summer and the start of the school year in some parts of the country. In some parts of the country, school has already started because they start in August because it gets a little warm when it gets to be May and June. Now, the holiday's founders in the late 1800s, they envisioned something very different from what the day is actually involved in too. The founders were looking for two things: a means of unifying union workers and a reduction in work time. That's what they were hoping for. So back in 1882, the very first Labor Day occurred in New York City under the direction of that city's Central Labor Union. In the 1800s, unions covered only a small fraction of workers and were balkanized and relatively weak. The goal of the organization, like the Central Labor Union and most modern day counterparts like the AFL-CIO, was to bring many small unions together to achieve a central mass of power. The organizers of the first Labor Day were interested in creating an event that brought different types of workers together to meet each other and to recognize their common interests. However, the organizers had a large problem. No government or company recognized the first Monday in September as a day off work. The issue was solved temporarily by declaring a 1 day strike in the city. All striking workers were expected to march in a parade and then eat and drink at a giant gathering, a picnic, if you will, afterwards. The New York Tribune's reporter covering the event felt that the entire day was like one long political barbecue with rather dull speeches. So Labor Day came about because workers felt that they were spending too many hours and days on the job. Let's fast forward to the 1830s. Manufacturing workers were putting in 70 hours a week on an average. 60 years later, in 1890, hours of work had dropped, although the average manufacturing worker still was toiling at about 60 hours. These long working hours caused many union organizers to focus on winning a shorter 8-hour workday. They also focused on getting workers more days off, such like this Labor Day holiday, and reducing the work week to just 6 days. The early organizers clearly won since most reacted by the data. And if we look at the data, the average person working in manufacturing is employed for a bit over 40 hours a week, and most people work only 5 days a week. So, surprisingly, many politicians and business owners were actually in favor of giving workers more time off. That's because workers who had no free time were not able to spend their wages on traveling, entertainment, dining out, helping out the economy. So, as the US economy expanded beyond farming and basic manufacturing in the late 1800s, and now we switch to the early 1900s, it became important for businesses to find customers interested in buying their products and services being produced in greater amounts. Shortening the work week was one of the ways of turning the working class into the consuming class. The common misconception is that Labor Day is a national holiday. Everyone gets the day off. Nothing could be further from the truth. While the first Labor Day was created by striking, the idea of a special holiday for workers was easily for politicians to support. It was easy because proclaiming a holiday like Mother's Day costs legislators nothing and benefits them by really currying favor with voters. In 1887, Oregon, Colorado, Massachusetts, New Jersey, New York all declared a special legal holiday in September to celebrate workers. Within 12 years, half the states in the country recognized Labor Day as a holiday. It became a national holiday in June 1894 when President Grover Cleveland signed the Labor Day Bill into law. While most people interpreted this and recognized the day as a national vacation, Congress proclaimed it covers only federal employees. It's up to each state to declare its own legal holidays. 10th Amendment. Moreover, proclaiming any day an official holiday means little, as an official holiday does not require private employees or even some government agencies to give their workers the day off. Many stores are open on Labor Day. Essential government services in protection, transportation continue to function, and even less essential programs like national parks are open. And this is because everyone looks at this holiday, this Labor Day, a little bit differently. So, in the president's annual Labor Day address now, which started in the 1930s, many presidents always say in their speech that we encourage Americans to observe this day with appropriate programs, ceremonies, activities that honor the contributions and resilience of the American worker. The proclamation, however, does not officially declare that anyone gets time off. Now, that's interesting, especially that last part about the time off, which we will address on part two of public speaking, Labor Day speech. Just trying to give you some tidbits that maybe you can say, yes, I feel comfortable talking about this. Because all the holidays that we do celebrate, this one holiday, this one Labor Day holiday, most people still have a challenge of understanding and explaining it. So, once again, Brandon Hardison, president of Champion Strategies, giving you information, public speaking, things that you can use as we focus in on Labor Day. But as always, in parting,